that. So I'm going to do it again, Shift 1 and enter. There. Oh. There we go. So I need to save those now. I can tell it's not saved because of the little circle at the top, telling me I've got unsaved changes. So just a quick Control S on each one. And then I'm just going to go through and put the titles into the document title bit here. So this one is going to be my qualifications. If I can spell properly. And this one is going to be my skills. Sorry, get rid of WhatsApp. My skills. This one is going to be hobbies. So that just puts the title in the tab at the top of the browser. So that if you're just quickly looking at your tabs as you're browsing a web page, you can tell which one is which. And then I've just got some unsaved changes on each one of those. Okay, so back to my home page. What I'm going to do now on my home page is, before I do my All About Me section in the body, I'm going to put a text-based navigation bar in. Okay, so that's dead easy. We've done this in class already, but it uses the A tag. So the A means anchor, but it's quite hard to remember that it's a hyperlink. But we just do A, and then it stays open, and we give it a hyper reference, which is a hyperlink. So a hyper reference, and then we type in the name of the file page. Sorry, the file or the page. So my files and pages are up here. The first one is going to be index.html, and if you look, Visual Studio Code is trying to help me out. So I do that, close my angle bracket, and it will close the A tag. Then I just got to put something in between those tags, so it's got something to link it to. So this would be my home page. So if I save that, and I just jump to my File Explorer, which is on the other screen. If I double click that, again it's open on my other screen. Let me just grab that and drag it over. So I've now got that link there that links me to the home page. I'll just minimize that to make it a bit easier. And then we just repeat that process for each page. So it's open angle bracket, A space href equals, and then type in the file name. So my next one would be qualifications.html. There we go. Close the angle bracket, and then type in what you want to appear as the link. It doesn't have to be single words. It could be sentences. It could be an image, which we'll cover later on. But it's a very straightforward process once you've gone through it a few times. So this one's going to be my skills. Oh, sorry, wrong button on my keyboard. There we go. Close the angle bracket and keyword in there. And final one is my hobbies. What did I call that? Hobbies. There we go. Close my angle bracket and hobbies and interests. So I'll save that. I'll just jump to my browser, there we go, and refresh. And there's my navigation bar. Very basic, very boring, very old-fashioned looking, but I've got a navigation bar that I can then take as a chunk. So just copy that, jump to my next page, paste, next page, paste. Should have saved as I went along there really, and finally paste and save. I didn't save my qualifications. There we go. So now if I go back to my web page, I can click on each one and it will take me to the relevant page. If you notice, the tab at the top is changing because I put it in the title section, so the title part of the head section of my web page. So then the only other thing we've got to do is a little reminder on images. So if you remember, we said we'd have an image in here. That's one of the first parts of our web pages. So I'll go back to my index, and in my All About Me section, I will put in an image. So the image tag is img. After the img or image, we then give it a source. So what is the picture? And we say equals, and the quotation marks, and then we put a link to the picture in. Now I haven't actually put my picture in there yet. If I did, it would be called profile.jpg. You've got to get that file name right. Now if you notice in my folder up here, I've actually got a separate folder for my images. I'll just show you in the browser the same way. Okay, there's nothing in there, but that is where I would ideally like to put all of my images. So I can do that, but what I've got to do is bear that in mind while I'm linking to it from here. So that profile.jpg won't work because that file doesn't exist here. It would technically be in the images folder. So what I would do is I would do images / profile.jpg, and that images bit there tells your browser that it's got to look in the images folder first, then find that file. Okay, so we'll be doing that when we do our actual coursework ones. For our practice one, I've just been letting you put your files randomly, not randomly, your files just in the folder itself, but we would ideally like to start separating those out. Close my tag. If you notice, I had that P tag had changed color, so it didn't match. That's giving me a clue that I've missed an angle bracket somewhere, which is another common mistake that you might come across. Okay, so that's all the things that we've covered up to now. The next video we're going to focus on some very basic and simple CSS, so you can start making your web pages look nice.